The coworkers I had, they would not consent the donors. If there was a higher gestation and the technicians needed it, there were times where they would just take what they wanted. And these mothers don't know. And there's no way they would know. That's terrifying. Like, imagine if you were an abortion patient and someone was going in and stealing your baby's parts. And half of these women are already on edge as it is. You know, so it's terrible.
How much of a difference can it actually make if you know what's expected or what we need versus?
It makes a huge difference. I'd say a lot of people want liver, and for that reason, most providers will do this case under ultrasound guidance, so they'll know where they're putting their forceps. Then a rate-limiting step of the procedure is calvarium. Calvarium, the head is basically the biggest part. Most of the other stuff can come out intact.
Right.
It's very rare to have a patient that doesn't have enough dilation to evacuate all the other
to bring the body cavity out intact and all that.
So then you're just kind of cognizant of where you put your graspers. You try to intentionally go above and below the thorax so that, you know, we've been very good at getting parts on liver because we know that, so I'm not going to crush that part. I'm going to basically crush below, I'm going to crush above, and I'm going to see if I get it out intact. And with the calvarium, in general, some people will actually try to change the presentation so that it's not a vertex, because when it's a vertex presentation, you never have enough dilation at the beginning of the case unless you have a real huge amount of dilation to deliver an intact calvarium. So if you do it starting from the breech presentation, there's dilation that happens as the case goes on, and often the last you can evacuate an intact calvarium at the end. So I mean, there are certainly steps that can be taken.
So they can convert to breech, for example, at the start of the.
Exactly. Under ultrasound guidance, they can just change the presentation.
Well, why don't you start by telling me what you're used to paying?
Okay. I don't think so. I would like to know what would make you happy. What would work for you?
Well, you know, in negotiations, the person who throws out the figure first is at a loss, right? So.
No, I don't look at it that way. I know you want to play that game. I get it, but no, I want
lowball because I'm used to low things from.
You know what? If you lowball, I'll act pleasantly surprised, and you'll know it's a lowball.
Okay.
What I want to know is what would work for you. Don't lowball it.
Okay.
Tell me what you really.
$75 a specimen. It's been years since I've talked about compensation, so let me just figure out what others are getting, and if this is in the ballpark, then that's fine. If it's still low, then we can talk about it. I want a Lamborghini. I said I want a Lamborghini.
If we were doing like 50 to 75 per specimen, that would be like 200, 300, right? And we'd be comfortable with that. But like, so it's like stuff like this. Like we don't want to do like just a flat fee of like 200, and then it's like.
No, and I think the per item thing works a little better just because we can see how much we can get out of it. So what do they want brain? What do they do with it?
Yeah, no. So brain, what you can do is with brain they.
Do people do stuff with eyeballs?
Oh yeah. Although eyeballs, they generally want more developed than this. And the cal, there was first there was brain in here.
Blasted out.
When they got blasted out with the water.
Well, a lot of times, especially with the second tries, is we won't even put water because it's so big. You can just put your hand in there and pick out the parts.
Right, and just pick it up.
So I don't think they would be as war-torn.
Yeah, and so if we alter our process and we are able to obtain intact fetal cadavers, then we can make it part of the budget that any dissections are this, and splitting the specimens into different shipments is this. I mean, it's all just a matter of line items.
Get them out to account for everything before it kind of gets put back in the basin and just like sealed up and packaged up. Because we actually do a lot of collections for sexual assault cases. Kind of, but with that it's different. It's like some placenta.
Like, make sure the eyes are closed.
Yeah.
Tell the lab it's coming.
Yeah.
So don't open the box.
I
Oh,
know.
God.